We're gonna get started in a second. I'm gonna let a couple people get up in here. Testing, 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 testing. All right. No, sorry. Shalom Israel, Yahweh Shem Shah Barak a thumb to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alathan by Shem Shah to the sisters. I'm Priest Officer 500 Quran Yala out of Northern California in the ISUBK under Commander General Yohana. This is the Monday night history class. We're gonna be doing a continuance of the book of Maccabees, talking about the history of the Maccabean revolt against the Greeks, as well as the other nations that lived under the Greeks at that time in the land of Israel and throughout the Middle East in general. So basically, what's going on is starting in chapter 5, Judas Maccabees, him being the son of Mattathias, who started the revolt of the Israelites against the Greeks. He took charge after his father died, and his father set him over the armies of the children of Israel. So he's in command at the time. Now, of course, chapter 1 through 4, you have all of the history of the battles. You got the history of the Greeks and the atrocities that they committed against the Israelites and so forth and so on. So we're going to continue in chapter 5. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 5 and verse 1. Now, when the nations round about heard that the altar was built and the sanctuary renewed as before, it displeased them very much. So this is during the time of, like I said, Judas Maccabees being the head over the children of Israel and leading armies in battle against these Greeks and the rest of the nations that was in confederacy with the Greeks, right? So when Judas took charge of being in command of the armies of the children of Israel, he began to start going to war against the Greeks, the people that were with the Greeks, and he began to mandate that the children of Israel keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures. And in doing so, the Lord found favor in the children of Israel, and he was on the children of Israel's side in battle. And this was the reason why Judas Maccabees and the Israelites at that time were successful in their battles against the Greeks. And so much as the children of Israel began to be victorious in these battles against these heathens, got them out of our land, took back hold of our sanctuary, and started rebuilding the temple. So this is what's going on right now, right? So as the temple is being rebuilt, the nations that are at odds with the children of Israel, of course, because they want us as their slaves, they wasn't feeling that we have got so much power over our land and was able to move independently and prosper, of course, by the hands of the Lord. So they wasn't feeling this. You understand? That's why I say it displeased them. They wasn't pleased with this at all. They was mad what was going on. Verse 2. Wherefore they thought to destroy the generation of Jacob that was among them, and thereupon they began to slay and destroy the people. Once again, children of Israel, we going through hell fighting against these other nations, as we've done so many times throughout history. You understand? As soon as we get to living prosperous, keeping our law, statutes, and commandments, they want to go to war with us again, and they start unaliving a lot of us, right? Verse 3. Then Judas fought against the children of Esau in Idumea, right? Now, the children of Esau, of course, we know this is the so-called Caucasian race today, right? Idumea is a Greek word for Edom, you understand, because their forefather name was Esau, and his name was turned to Edom, right? Or as a nickname, Edom, which means red, or Adawam in Hebrew. Then Judas fought against the children of Esau in Idumea at Rabbatim, because they besieged Israel, and he gave them a great overthrow and abated their courage and took their spoils, right? So by the hands of the Lord, Judas Maccabees, he going crazy. You understand? He going to battle against these the Caucasians of that day. You understand? And he prevailing and he's being victorious in war. And not only is he being victorious in war, he taking a lot of spoil from them. He getting a whole lot of gold, silver. You understand? He plundering their villages. He moving mean, so to speak, right? Verse 4. Also, he remembered the injury of the children of Ben, who had been a snare and offense unto the people, in that they lay in wait for them in the ways. He shut them up, therefore, in the towers, and encamped against them, and destroyed them utterly, and burned the towers of that place with fire, and all that were therein. Afterward, he passed over to the children of Ammon. Right now, the children of Ammon today, these would be your so-called Japanese people, or the and not only the Japanese people, but the tribes of Asian people that actually come from Japanese. Now, I really don't know exactly which tribes of Asians actually come from the Japanese, but Ammon and Moab being the forefathers of the Chinese people and the Japanese people, every other Asian ethnicity either comes from one of these two sons or one of these two families of people, right? So the children of Ammon being the so-called Japanese people of today, right? Afterward, he passed over to the children of Ammon, where he found a mighty power and much people, with Timotheus their captain. So the children of Ammon, or the so-called Japanese people, what? The children of Ammon, what else you need? The children of Ammon, or the so-called Japanese people, I think this is the charter right here. I ain't sure. Is this it? Here. Alina.
No laptop.
Excuse me. Afterward, he passed over the children of Ammon, where he found a mighty power and much people, with Timotheus their captain. So he fought many battles with them, till at length they were discomfited before him, and he smote them. So Judas Maccabees, right? Him, the armies, the captains, officers, and generals up under him, you understand, they went to war with these Ammonites, or your so-called Japanese people of today back in his time, you understand? And he was prosperous in a war against them as well, just like the Greeks, just like all of the rest of the heathen that was banded together up under the Greek umbrella, right? Verse 8, and when he had taken Jazar, with the towns belonging thereto, he returned into Judea, right? So he went on this quest to battle against all of these heathens. And when he became victorious and took over these certain cities and towns and avenged the death of his brothers, then he came back into the land of Judea. Verse 9. Then the heathen that were at Gilad assembled themselves together against the Israelites that were in their quarters to destroy them, but they fled to the fortress of Dethema. Now, a little backstory and history, right? Why you have Israelites that's in different quarters. Matter of fact, let me get that. I'm gonna go back to the book of First Maccabees. I believe it's the first chapter, and you can read about it in First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 2. But around this time, when Alexander the Greek began to be a superpower on planet Earth, and he enforced Greek customs on the children of Israel, which was totally against how we live. You understand? A lot of our people, rather than to be a slave to the Greeks, or rather than to have your generation slaughtered by these evil, you understand, nations that came into our land, a lot of us fled from the land of Judea and lived in different countries, fleeing persecution from the Greeks, as well as the rest of the people that the Greeks allowed to live in our land. So this is the reason why you got certain Israelite brothers and sisters that moved their families to different lands and eventually raised up generations of family members later on down the line, because we fled from the land of Judea in order to obtain some type of freedom and not be subjected to being basically crushed by these Greeks, right? Verse 10. First Maccabees chapter 5 and verse 10, and sent letters unto Judas and his brethren. The heathen that are round about us are assembled together against us to destroy us, and they are preparing to come and take the fortress whereunto we are fled, Timotheus being captain of their host. So these brothers and sisters that left or ran from this land of Gilad, you understand, they eventually ran to a fortress that was set up in order to flee the persecution of the people that they was being oppressed by at that time. So in these times of them being on the run, you understand, trying to preserve their families and their lives in general, you understand, they write letters back to Judas Maccabeus, telling him and his men back in Judea what type of evil has become on them by living in this other land outside of the land of Judea. So Judas gets the letters, right? Verse 12, come now, therefore, and deliver us from their hands, for many of us are slain. So these brothers and sisters is pleading to Judas, like, man, look, y'all got to come help us. It's bad out here. You understand? They slaughtering us. They slaughtering our children's. They oppressing us. They taking everything from us. We need y'all help. Verse 13, yea, all of our brethren that were in the places of Toby are put to death. Their wives and their children also they have carried away captives and borne away their stuff. And they have destroyed there about 1,000 men. So they reporting to Judas like, look, bro, they done killed a whole lot of us. You understand? They then took all of our possessions, our wealth, our riches, you understand, and turned our women and our children into slaves. Verse 14. While these letters were yet reading, behold, there came other messengers from Galilee with their clothes rent, who reported on this wise. So he, like Judas and his men, they reading the letters. As they're reading the letters, it's brothers that's coming from a different place, you understand, that's coming to report on what's going on in Galilee, right? They basically coming to report to them exactly what he reading in these letters. Verse 15, and said they of Ptolemaeus and Tyrus and Sidon and all the and all of Salagia and all Galilee of the Gentiles are assembled against us and against us to consume us. Karak, Yabashim al Shabarakatah, the water, I appreciate it. Salakia, verse 15 again. And said they of Ptolemaeus and of Tyrus and of Sidon and all Galilee of the Gentiles are assembled together against us and to consume us. Now, Ptolemy was one of the generals that was set up in place to rule over Egypt. He was one of the generals of Alexander the Great, that he split his kingdom into 4 parts. And he reigned in a region that was south of Israel. You understand? Places like Egypt, which was the main headquarters and the surrounding cities of Egypt, right? Verse 16. Now, when Judas and the people heard these words, they assembled a great congregation together to consult what they should do for their brethren that were in trouble and assaulted of them. Then said Judas unto Simon his brother, choose thee out men and go and deliver thy brother that are in Galilee. And I and Jonathan my brother will go into the country of Gilead. So he left Joseph, the son of Zacharias, and Azarias, captains of the people, with the remnant of the host in Judea to keep it. Now, you got to understand, right? Like, the brothers that we talking about in the book of Maccabees, these are indeed men of the Lord. You understand? Indeed, men after the Lord's own heart. You understand? These brothers had multiple wives. You understand? These brothers was valiant warriors. They was not no choir boys. They wasn't singing everybody need to come together. No, these niggas was about that action. They was talking about going to war. You understand? Because, matter of fact, let me get Exodus 15:3. Salakia. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. You understand? The God of the Bible, the God of the children of Israel. This ain't no soft purple clothes wearing, we shall overcome, we shall all come together type of cat. Nah, the Lord is a man of war. You understand? And exactly how your father is, you understand? This is how you're supposed to be trained up. You understand? And our Father in heaven, being a man of war, he wants his sons to be warriors down here on planet Earth. Just like LeBron James just got his son drafted by the Lakers. You understand? And the reason why he got him drafted by the Lakers, because Most High in Christ, sir. The reason why he got his son drafted by the Lakers, you understand? It's the same concept of the Lord being a man of war. He's going to have his sons be men of war. And it's the same thing with LeBron James. LeBron James plays basketball at a high level. He wants his son to play basketball at a high level. LeBron James, his legacy is most likely going to end as far as basketball in Los Angeles. So the natural thing for him to do is pass the torch on to his son. You understand? Just like Mattathias, the father of Judas Maccabees. You understand? Mattathias was a man of war. He went to war and revolted against these Greeks. And before he passed, he told his son to be of good courage, you understand, and be a valiant man for the Lord. You understand? Be a valiant man for the children of Israel, right? But Salakia. What was that? Verse. So, Salakia, I'm going to read verse 17 again. Then said Judas unto Simon his brother, choose thee out men, and go and deliver thy brethren that are in Galilee. For I and Jonathan, my brother, will go into the country of Gilead. Right? So Judas is giving out orders and appointing certain brothers in position to go avenge their brothers, you understand, and go assist them in battle to deliver their brothers, you understand, by unaliving these heathens and actually going to physical warfare against these nations that hate the children of Israel. You understand? They're not talking about we need to let go and let God. They don't have Stockholm syndrome. You understand? These brothers is not like how your Christian pastor is trying to train young black men up to be. You understand? These brothers want justice. You understand? These brothers want blood. These brothers want vengeance for what happened to the children of Israel by the hands of these heathens. And they're going to go execute this mission. You understand? Of course, by the hands of the Lord and with the grace and mercy of the Most High. Right? Verse 18. So he left Joseph, the son of Zacharias, and Azarias, captains of the people, with the remnant of the host in Judea to keep it, unto whom he gave commandments, saying, take ye the charge of this people, and see that ye make not war against the heathen until the time that we come again. Now keep that in mind. Judas, he gives these two brothers charge. He say, look, man, y'all are in charge while we go out to battle. You understand? But while we out going to battle to avenge our brothers, to make sure our people don't get slaughtered by these heathens, y'all don't make any war, meaning don't go out and fight. Y'all just make sure that y'all look out for the children of Israel, settle their disputes. You understand? Make sure everything is running smooth until we get back. But don't go out there to go to war. That's why, and reading on in this chapter, you're going to understand why it's so important to listen to a man that outranks you, that has more season in battle. You understand? Physically, spiritually, you understand? And in these times, or in this case, this is basically these brothers are being are given a charge or given an order to stand down from going to battle. You understand? Verse 20. Now unto Simon were given 3,000 men to go into Galilee, and unto Judas 8,000 men for the country of Gilead. Then went Simon into Galilee, where he fought many battles with the heathen, so that the heathen were discomfited by him. And he pursued them unto the gate of Ptolemais, and there were slain of the heathen about 3,000 men, whose spoils he took. Right? So this brother Simon, you understand, he got 3,000 men, and he went so crazy, you understand, he actually was slaughtering people like right at the palace doors of Ptolemy. You understand? Right where this dude big castle is. You understand? He went that crazy, and he had that much zeal, and he was that much of a man of valor, you understand, in order to avenge the children of Israel so much that he actually slaughtered people like basically on the doorsteps of the castle of one of the kings of the Greeks. It says, and there were slain of the heathen about 3,000 men, whose spoils he took. And not only was he victorious in battle, he took the spoils of war. He took the gold, the silver, the precious stones that they may have had. You understand? Verse 23. And those that were in Galilee and in Arbutus with their wives and their children and all that they had, took he away with him and brought them into Judea with great joy. You understand? So not only was he victorious in the battle, you understand, he took the spoils slain about 3,000 men, and then rescued his people, you understand, and brought them back to the land of Judea with gladness, you understand? Verse 24, Judas Maccabees also and his brother Jonathan went over Jordan and traveled 3 days' journey in the wilderness, where they met with the Nabathites, who came unto them in a peaceable manner and told them everything that had happened to their brethren in Gilead. Right. So these Nabathites, these are another nation of people that came and gave a report on what was going on with the children of Israel, and they came in a peaceable manner, meaning they wasn't coming to challenge them in battle. They were just like, man, look, bro, this was going on with your people. We thought y'all should know. We're gonna give y'all a heads up what's really going on around here. Verse 26, and how that many of them were shut up in Basora and Basor and Alima and Casphor, Maked and Karnaim. All these cities are strong and great. So they telling them like, look, man, y'all got people that's in these big cities and they shut up, meaning they in there trapped. You understand? And these are some big, great cities, right? And that they were shut up in the rest of the cities of the country of Gilead, and that against tomorrow they had appointed to bring their host against the forts and to take them and to destroy them all in one day. So they like, man, look, they shut up in these cities. You understand? They done barricaded themselves. These is great cities, but the people of these cities tomorrow, their plan is to go destroy all of your brothers and sisters in that one day, tomorrow on the same day. Verse 28. Hereupon Judas and his host turned suddenly by the way of the wilderness unto Basora, and when they had won the city, he slew all the males with the edge of the sword and took all their spoils and burned the city with fire. You understand? Like, these brothers was not playing. A lot of times what happens, like, you won't have peace without war. You understand? War is necessary in order for peace to come. You understand? And you see that throughout these scriptures time and time again. Now, of course, we're not advocating for brothers and sisters to actually go to war right now. Like the scriptures say, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. You understand? We fighting a spiritual war. This is why brothers and sisters in the ISUBK, we don't celebrate Christmas or Thanksgiving and New Year's. You understand? Because the best way to go to war with a person is to hurt them in their pockets. Now, just imagine if all blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, we don't celebrate Christmas. You know how much money they would lose on December 25th? Just imagine we don't send our kids to go trick-or-treating on October 31st or so-called Halloween. You understand? You know how much money these candy companies are going to lose? You understand? You don't celebrate the 4th of July. You understand? They're not going to make billions of dollars off of us that one day for fireworks. You understand? The supermarkets is not going to be the shelves not going to be empty because we done all bought all of the damn pork ribs and the hot dogs just to celebrate the oppressor being freed from his big brother. You understand? While we were slaves in 1776. You understand? If our people understand that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal but spiritual, then we can hurt our enemies where it counts the most. You understand? That's why it's important for a lot of brothers. He might got a rib. This brother might got felonies that prevents him from being able to get a good job to sustain his family. What his wife should do, if she's a good wife, she should try to go attack every degree that she can get. You understand? In order to build this brother up. You understand? And in order to put her brick in, you understand, by crippling the economy the best way she can by, you know, putting herself in a position to where she's helping a black man. What's the word I'm looking for? She's helping a black man basically. She's helping a black man stay out of a position to where he got to rob and steal. You understand? And what that's doing is That's keeping that $30,000 out of whatever private prison that this brother gonna end up in. You understand? Every month. You understand? She taking a whole lot of money away from the oppressor. You understand? In order to build her nation just by going to go get a degree or holding down a great job. You feel me? Or making sure that she can be the breadwinner, you understand, instead of her husband going out there and risking his life and him doing something that's illegal that'll put him in a position to where he's against his not against his children, excuse me, but not in the children's life. You understand? Most High in Christ, sir, but not in the children's life. You understand? Which breeds more, which gives a better chance, you understand, of the oppressor entering into the household of that brother and corrupting the mind of his woman, his kids, you understand? And basically, keeping the cycle that's been going on in the ghetto since the 60s, keeping it alive, you understand, and making it a reoccurring thing, you understand? We got to understand that this warfare that we fight spiritually, in these times is just as important as these brothers in this book of Maccabees that was fighting a physical warfare against these heathens. You understand? But Salakia for being so long-winded. Damn right, sir. Making sure they don't bind that strong man. You understand? And that was heavy that you brought that out, sir. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that precept. Salakia. The book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 29. Salakia. Pull it real quick. The book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 29. And this is the words of Christ, you understand? Who taught us, you understand, that we are not to fight a carnal or physical battle against the oppressor. You understand? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 29. Or else, how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house? You understand? They bind the strong man by waging spiritual warfare against you. You understand? And they do it by using your Christian pastors. You understand? They do it by using the black woman so many times. You understand? They do it by using brothers against brothers. You understand? That's how you bind up a strong man. You go to spiritual warfare with him. You understand? Because he don't know who the hell he is. The Christian pastor ain't taught you who you is. He ain't taught you how you're supposed to be living according to what God said and not according to what you think. You understand? So in turn, these brothers are binded up. You understand? And they spoil your household by feeding you all of BS to destroy yourself. As a matter of fact, you get another precept. First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. You understand? That's what wicked Israelites do. You understand? They gonna make a covenant with the heathen. You understand? Because they want to be just like the oppressor. And in turn, when they build up these wicked men and make them be men of renown in the black community, or make these be so-called leaders in the black community, what they do is They use their money, their power, and their influence, you understand, to help your oppressor bind up that strong man and destroy the whole damn nation. You understand? Which these brothers, Mattathias and Judas Maccabees and Simon and Jonathan, in the times that they was living in, they wasn't having none of that. You understand? They was willing to go to physical warfare with this oppressor, you understand, and unalive and be unalive in order for the children of Israel to be free. You understand? First Maccabees chapter 5 and verse 28. Hereupon Judas and his host turned suddenly by the way of the wilderness unto Bosora, and when he had won the city, he slew all the males with the edge of the sword, and took all of their spoils, and burned the city with fire, from whence he removed by night, and went till he came to the fortress. And betimes in the morning they looked up, and behold, there was an innumerable people bearing ladders and other engines of war to take the fortress, for they assaulted them. You understand? So when Judas was successful in this battle and saving these brothers and sisters in this one battle, the very next morning he go to the fortress to go save another group of brothers and sisters, and he see that the people, they got ladders. You understand? They got engines of war. They got all type of weapons and stuff in order to go unalive or mass unalive the children of Israel that's hid up in that fortress. So it's time to go back to battle once again for Judas and the children of Israel and the men that's up under him at that time. Verse 31. When Judas therefore saw that the battle was begun, and that the cry of the city went up to heaven with trumpets and with a great sound, and a great sound, he said unto his hosts, fight this day for your brethren. So he went forth behind them in 3 companies, who sounded their trumpets and cried with prayer. Then the host of Timotheus, knowing that it was Maccabees, fled from him. Wherefore he smote them with a great slaughter, so that there were killed of them that day about 8,000 men. You understand? Judas and his brothers, they was not playing when it came to the children of Israel being free. You understand? They went to battle after battle, you understand, against group of heathen after group of heathen, you understand, in order to free the children of Israel from being slaughtered, you understand, from being massed, unalived, you understand, and ultimately from being destroyed. Of course, you understand, with prayer, with keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and having faith in the Most High God, Yahweh in the Hebrew. Verse 35. This done, Judas turned aside to Maspha, and after he had assaulted it, he took it and slew all the males therein, and received the spoils and burnt it with fire. From thence went he and took Cashvan, Maged, Basor, and the other cities of the country of Galilee. After these things, gathered Timotheus another host and encamped against Rephan beyond the brook. So Judas sent men to espy the host, who brought him word, saying, all the heathen that be round about us are assembled unto them, even a very great host. He hath also hired the Arabians to help them, and they have pitched their tents beyond the brook, ready to come and fight against thee. Upon this, Judas went to meet them. You understand? So not only are we in battle against the children of Ammon, which is the so-called Japanese, but he also hired the Arabians. You understand? So it's the same thing as today. You understand? Like the warfare that we suffer in this new great Babylon, it's the same that we fought back then, but it's on a spiritual warfare scale now. Now, just like the brother Judas is going up against the Ammonites, or your so-called Asians or Japanese people, or the people that come from these tribes of Japanese, he's also battling the Arabians. You understand? You know what this sounds like to me? On top of that, his number one enemy is the so-called Caucasian or the Greeks of that time. You understand? You know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like what's going on today. You understand? You got these Asians, you understand, where they be Japanese, Korean, Cantonese, whatever they call themselves today. They are literally still in our neighborhoods oppressing us. You understand? They own the wash houses. They own, like you might have a Japanese family or Korean family that's literally cooking Chinese food in our neighborhoods. You understand? Sending their kids to college. They sending money back home. You might have a Asian lady that's over here. She got a 2024 BMW or 2024 Benz. You understand? And damn right, sir. World War. You understand? She might be in this country for about 6 months, but your family been here for damn near 500 years, and you still struggling to pay your rent. But they get out here, and it's lovely for them. You understand? The so-called Caucasian, he own everything. You understand? The companies that give you lights, he own water. You understand? All of this type of stuff. And then who else they got with them? The Arabians, the Arabs, them same niggas that own the smoke shops. You understand? The same niggas that build the empire off of selling you single cigarettes and tobacco. You understand? And all of these liquor stores in our communities. This is the same thing that was going on back then. Matter of fact, you get First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 10. What nation have not had a part in her spoils? Salakia. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? You understand? This is what Mattathias was saying when he was alive. You understand? What nation has not gotten a part of the kingdom of the children of Israel? Who don't own a business in our communities? You understand? Who has not received payment for the children of Israel being destroyed in this empire? They all profited off of us. You understand? And it was the same thing. The same thing that's going on now was the same thing that was going on back then. All right. Verse 40. Then Timotheus said unto the captains of his host, when Judas and his host come near the brook, if he pass over first unto us, we shall not be able to withstand him, for he will mightily prevail against us. But if he be afraid and camp beyond the river, we should go over unto him and prevail against him. See, one thing this heathen captain is not understanding, that these brothers have no fear. You understand? It's no gray area. You understand? It's fight. It ain't no flight. You understand? These brothers understand that they have a job to do in avenging the children of Israel, and they're willing to lose their lives behind it. And of course, they have all the faith in the world for the Most High to be able to deliver them out of the hands of these heathens and have them prevail in battle. You understand? In order for them to be victorious, so they can take all of these brothers and sisters back to the land of Judea in order to keep the law, statutes, and commandments and live like a righteous people, like the Lord intended us to. You understand? Verse 42. Now, when Judas came near the brook, he caused the scribes of the people to remain by the brook, unto whom he gave commandments, saying, suffer no man to remain in the camp, but let all come to the battle. So he went first over unto them, and all the people after him. Then all the heathen, being discomfited before him, cast away their weapons and fled unto the temple that was at Carnaim. But they took the city and burned the temple with all that were therein. Thus was Carnaim subdued, neither could they stand any longer before Judas. Then Judas gathered together all the Israelites that were in the country of Gilead, from the least unto the greatest, even their wives and their children and their stuff, a very great host, to the end they might come into the land of Judea. Now, when they came unto Ephraim, this was a great city, in the way as they should go, very well fortified. they could not turn from it either on the right hand or the left, but must needs pass through the midst of it. Now, Judas was victorious in this battle. Not only was he victorious in this battle, he brought all of the children of Israel back from this battle, and now they headed back to Judea. But on the way back to Judea, they come across a big city. You understand? And the city was Ephraim. Now, the city was so big and fortified that they couldn't go to the right hand or to the left hand side. They had to go through the city. You understand? They had to pass through the city, right? Verse 47. Then they of the city shut them out and stopped up the gates with stones, whereupon Judas sent unto them in peaceable manner, saying, let us pass through your land to go into our own country, and none shall do you any hurt. We will only pass through on foot, howbeit they will not open unto them. So when the children of Israel, headed by Judas Maccabees, right, he's trying to get through this city in order to come back to the land of Judea so we can all live peaceable in our own land. But these heathens, they ain't fooling with us. You understand? They like, hell no, y'all can't come through here. They shut up the city, you understand, and put stones in front of the gates in order for the children of Israel not to pass through. Now, Judas, you understand, him being a righteous brother, him being a brother that can contain his own anger, you understand, he still sent messengers unto them peaceably. Like, man, look, bro, all we trying to do is just get through y'all city. We're not going to do none of y'all no harm. You understand? Just let us pass through y'all city and we'll be on our way. You understand? But they like, hell no, y'all can't come through here. You understand? Verse 49, wherefore Judas commanded a proclamation to be made throughout the host, that every man should pitch his tent in the place where he was. So the soldiers pitched and assaulted the city all that day and all that night, to all the length the city was delivered into his hands, who then slew all the males with the edge of the sword, and razed the city, and took the spoils thereof, and passed through the city over them that were slain. You understand? Look, they should have just let us through, because in them being, for lack of better terms, assholes about the situation and not just letting us go ahead and pass through. You understand? Judas gave a commandment. All right, they don't want to let us pass through. We finna pitch our tents right here in front of this city. And when they got settled and pitched their tents in front of that city, then brothers start assaulting the city so much that the city was delivered into their hands. You understand? And they killed every male in that city and took all of their goods out of that city. You understand? And then walked through the city over the dead bodies. You understand? Because they wouldn't let us through the city. Now, mind you, these are men of God. These are men that the Lord loves, that the Lord favors. You understand? These ain't your Christian pastors who portray that they are men of God. No, these are actual men of God. These brothers don't eat pork. These brothers don't go to strip clubs. These brothers don't get high. You understand? These brothers are righteous, you understand, and perfect in the sight of the Lord. And on top of that, these brothers are going to war with these heathens about what they believe in and serving their God. Excuse me. Verse 52. After this went they over Jordan into the great plain before Bethsan, and Judas gathered together those that came behind them and exhorted the people all the way through till they came into the land of Judea. So they went up to Mount Zion with joy and gladness, where they offered burnt offerings, because not one of them were slain until they had returned in peace. Not one person was unalive in these battles, you understand, that Judas took on in order to go avenge his brothers, you understand, from being slaughtered by these heathens. Not one person died, you understand? So what we did what we do when niggas get happy and niggas want to celebrate something good, you understand? We went to go have a party. You understand? Niggas barbecue. That's what it means to offer a burnt sacrifice. This is niggas barbecuing. You understand? Clean animals, sheeps, bulls, goats, lambs. You understand? Turtle doves, which would be the equivalent of a Cornish hen or a small chicken. You understand? Brothers drunk wine, strong drink, and we had a party on Mount Zion. You understand? Because the Lord had us victorious over these heathens. Verse 55. Now, what time as Judas and Jonathan were in the land of Gilead, and Simon his brother in Galilee before Ptolemaeus, Joseph the son of Zacharias and Azarias, captains of the garrisons, heard of the valiant acts and warlike deeds which they had done. Remember, Zacharias and Azarias are the two brothers or the two captains that Judas kept in charge over the children of Israel and told them, don't go to battle while we gone. You understand? Make sure you keep the children of Israel in check, keep them intact. You understand? Settle their differences and their disputes, and just keep the peace and keep charge over the people until we get back. But don't go to war. Now these brothers heard about what Judas, you understand, Simon and Jonathan did on their voyages to go avenge the children of Israel of these heathens, right? Wherefore they said, let us also get us a name and go fight against the heathen that are round about us. So when they had given charge unto the garrison that was with them, they went towards Jamnia. You understand? So now these brothers are disobeying orders. They got an order saying, look, don't go fight. Just y'all stay here. Y'all be cool. You understand? We'll be back, and then we'll sort out what's going on around here when we get back. But y'all are not to go to war. Stand down on going to battle. And these brothers heard about these valiant and warlike deeds that these brothers did, and they thought to go make a name for themselves. You understand? Which was foolish. And we're going to see why it was foolish. Then came Georgius and his men out of the city to fight against them. And so it was that Joseph and Azarias, I said Zacharias and Azarias. Joseph was the son of Zacharias, or Zachariah, you understand, the prophet, right? Joseph and Azarias were put to flight and pursued unto the borders of Judea. And there were slain that day of the people of Israel about 2,000 men. So these brothers tried to go to war, you understand, disobey that order that they was given, you understand, by their general, right? And in turn, what happened was they was put to flight, meaning they was losing this battle. You understand? They had to retreat, and they got 2,000 men killed, you understand, of the children of Israel, right? Verse 61. Thus was there a great overthrow among the children of Israel, because they were not obedient unto Judas and his brethren, but thought to do some valiant act. Like these brothers was, for lack of better terms, these brothers was stupid. They was foolish. You understand? They wanted to make a name for themselves. They was carnal minded. You understand? And in turn, them thinking to do some type of valiant act or making a name for themselves, what happened was these brothers got 2,000 men killed, and they had to retreat from this battle, right? Verse 62. Moreover, these men came not of the seed of those by whose hand deliverance was given unto Israel. And on top of that, these brothers didn't come from a seed line, a seed line of men that were chosen by the Lord to lead into battle. They was not trained in this. You understand? It wasn't in their DNA in order for them to be the leaders in going in battle. You understand? They, like, LeBron James' son is a good basketball player because his father is a good basketball player. You understand? And he trained with his father, and this is what his father taught him. Just like Alexander the Greek. You understand? His father, Philip, you understand, of Macedon, or Philip the Macedonian, he was skilled in warfare. So you know what he did? He, on his voyages and his battles of him going out to go battle against other nations in order to create the kingdom of the Macedonians, he had his son being trained in war too, because he was of the seed of his father. He did what his father did. These brothers, Joseph and Azarias, their fathers weren't the men that the Lord gave charge to lead the children of Israel into battle. You understand? So they wasn't too skilled at war like somebody like Judas was, because his father, Mattathias, was given a charge over the children of Israel, of course, from the Most High God, in order to lead them in battle. This is why he was skilled at war. You understand? Right? Verse 63, howbeit the man Judas and his brethren were greatly renowned in the sight of all Israel and all of the heathen, wheresoever their name was heard of. And this is why Judas and his brothers, you understand, Judas and his brethren were greatly renowned, you understand, because they was trained and skilled in war. You understand? They was known for doing this. You understand? Joseph and Azariah, they was not known for getting busy on that battlefield, so to speak. They wasn't known for putting in work as far as like being skilled at war. You understand? So they was out of their league. They try to make a name for themselves, knowing damn well they don't have the proper training. You understand? And this is why it's important in the ISUBK, under Commander General Yana, for a brother to go through a period of you being a student or a young man, so to speak. You understand? You shared yourself with what you've been taught in the world, you understand? And then we train you, you understand, in your trooper days, in order for you to actually become a priest to teach these scriptures. This is why if you're a trooper or a young man, or you got to wear all black to any event, you're not authorized to teach the Bible because you haven't been trained enough. You understand? And this is the same concept that we get out of the scriptures. Like a lot of the old school ISUBK videos, it'll tell you, don't try this at home. These men are trained professionals. Like it takes months. Back in the days, you used to have to be a trooper, I believe, for like 2 years. Don't quote me on that, but you used to have to be a trooper in the ISUBK for a substantial amount of time. You understand? And you got, and of course, you have to be a trooper for a substantial amount of time in these times as well. You understand? In order for the men above you or the priests that outrank you, you understand, in order to see how well you faring in this training, in order for you to be authorized to teach these scriptures. You understand? When you get to that officer of 50, man, you've proved yourself in order for you to make your bones, so to speak, and you go into warfare spiritually with these scriptures. You understand? And these brothers, Joseph and Azariah, they was not trained and skilled in warfare, so they failed. On top of them not following the order to not go to battle, you understand, because Judas, him being a seasoned brother in warfare, you understand, damn right, sir. Judas, him being a skilled brother in warfare, he understood what type of man warfare takes. And he understood that Joseph and Azariah, y'all not ready for this battle. You understand? If they was ready for that battle, he would have sent them to Gilead, you understand, and stayed back with his chosen men, you understand, in order to ward off any enemies who try to approach the land of Judea. But he didn't do that. He just told them, look, man, y'all stand down, don't go to battle. Y'all keep the children of Israel in check, settle disputes amongst our people, and that be that. You understand? But them trying to make a name for themselves for not being skilled in battle, they paid tremendously, you understand, and got 2,000 men killed and had to retreat in the battle. You understand? But let's say Verse 63 again. Howbeit the man Judas and his brethren were greatly renowned in the sight of all Israel and of all the heathen, wheresoever their name was heard of. You understand? Because his brother was trained and skilled at warfare. You understand? And he was excellent at what he did. You understand? That's why he was a great man of renown, as well as his brothers. Verse 64. In so much as the people assembled unto them with joyful acclamations. Afterward, when Judas forth with his brethren and fought against the children of Esau in the land toward the south, where he smote Hebron and the towers thereof, and pulled down the fortress of it, and burned the towers thereof round about. From thence he removed to go into the land of the Philistines and passed through Samaria. At that time, certain priests, desirous to show their valor, were slain in battle, for that they went out to fight unadvisedly. You understand? Once again, you got other brothers that went out to go try to make a name for themselves, who wasn't authorized or they didn't get the proper training, you understand, that equipped them for battle. So what happened was they went out and lost their lives because they did not they wasn't authorized to go out there and battle, and they wasn't trained or skilled at warfare. You understand? Verse 68. So Judas turned to Azotus in the land of the Philistines, and when he had pulled down their altar and burned their carved images with fire and spoiled their cities, he returned into the land of Judea. You understand? Judas, him being a man of war, skilled in war, trained from war as a young brother, you understand? He knew exactly how to get busy on that battlefield. You understand? Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shamar Lataba Shem Yahweh Shai. The water for tapping in, sis. I appreciate it. You understand? But yeah, that's going to conclude First Maccabees, the 5th chapter. The Lord allow y'all get with me next week. We're going to go into the 6th chapter. Make sure you subscribe to ISUBK Sacramento on Facebook. You understand? YouTube. You understand? Go follow all our TikToks. You understand? The brother, Officer 5000 Karak, he's going crazy on them TikTok videos. Officer of 1000 Natazab going crazy on them TikTok videos, as well as Officer of 500 Uraga going crazy on them TikTok videos. Man, run us up, man. Keep our content coming. You understand? Share, share, subscribe to all UPK platforms. You understand? Help us push this truth out and stay deeply rooted in this truth. Lord allow, like I said, next week we're gonna go over the 6th chapter of First Maccabees. I'm trying to get through both books, First and Second Maccabees, to give the history, you understand, of what happened with the children of Israel during the time of the Greeks, so you can have a little bit more understanding on why you have books called Romans, or why in the New Testament, or why you have a lot of Greek translations, you understand, of Hebrew words in the New Testament, you understand? And you know, just to give you an overall better understanding of why the scripture say there's neither Jew nor Greek, you understand, so forth and so on. The water for the brothers and sisters that tapped in the class, you understand? The water that everybody supported, you understand? Yahweh Shemal Shah Barak Thumb to the brothers, Yahweh Shemal Thumb by Shem Yahweh Shah to the sisters, you understand? Make sure y'all tune in to the Tuesday night brotherhood class hosted by myself, Officer Karan Yala, as well as on the Oakland Israelites page, Tuesday night brotherhood class hosted by Officer Uraga. You understand? We got the Wednesday class on ISUBK Sacramento, as well as ISUBK Oakland, taught by Officer of 1000 Kakamai Mad, as well as Officer of 1000 Natazab. You understand? Thursday scripture breakdown class taught by Officer of 5000 Kasar Bakai, streamed on both ISUBK Oakland and Sacramento Israelite pages. Get with us on the Sabbath day. Taught Sabbath service taught by Officer of 1000 Kabad, as well as Officer of 500 Imwan. And yeah, y'all tap in with me for Friday night Lashawan Kodash class, also taught by myself, Officer Karan Yala. Shalom.